Hi there. Welcome to my divine message coming to you from the divine. All right. I want to give this divine message today on shame. Um, I I woke up the other day and I was just full of like this wave of shame, and I knew why I had it, but I didn't wanna carry it around with me all day. Is Have you ever had that? You're full of this major shame, and you're just carrying it around like it's a major weight and you wanna get rid of it. Well, let's get rid of it. We don't have to carry that around. So, I'm gonna walk you through the process. It worked for me, and it hope maybe it will work for you as well. So I decided I was going to do a shame inventory based on the 12-step recovery process. So I had to say, okay, I defined shame. I said, what is shame? And I said, okay, shame is the negative feeling I have after I have done a perceived wrong. I'm going to say that again. The negative feeling I have after I have done a perceived wrong. All right. So, does that hold true to you? So far, so good. So now we need to just take a look at, okay, if we're going to really do an inventory, what is this? The root of this problem is this perceived wrong. And so I say perceived wrong because sometimes there is a real shame. Yeah, I've done something wrong and I need to fix it. Or sometimes there's a perceived wrong where I really haven't done anything wrong, but I still feel the shame. So I need to take a look at that. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, what is my perceived wrong? That's the question, first question I needed to ask myself. So ask yourself, what is this perceived wrong that you did? And so write that out. Now, here's the key. We need to take a look at that perceived part of the equation. Is this a real wrong that I've done, or is this a perceived wrong? So that needs to be the next question in this inventory. Is this a real wrong, or is it a perceived wrong? So if it's a real wrong, and I mean, take a look at it and really honestly think, is this real or is this not? If it's a real wrong, then it's simple. Ask yourself, the next question you need to ask yourself is, what do I need to do to fix this wrong? And write it out. And then just get out there and fix it. Once you fix this wrong that you've done, you'll feel better and the shame will go away and you'll walk free. So that's the easy one. It gets a little more tricky when we get down to the nitty-gritty of the perceived wrong, because there's something going on in here. So we kind of need to expose the wizard behind the curtain. That's that shame. So we got to start pulling that curtain back to expose the wizard. So what we're going to do is say, okay, if this is a perceived wrong, why is this a perceived wrong? What's the actual truth here? And tell what the actual truth is. Okay, so for me, for my example was, I made a phone call to get help for somebody who I was in fear of their life. And I woke up feeling like I had betrayed this person for doing that. So that was, when I looked at it, I was like, oh no, this is a perceived wrong. What is the reality here? What's the real truth here? And this is starting to pull back the curtain. And the reality was, I was fearful for this person's life. And so I acted on what I felt I needed to do to help save this person's life. So I did nothing wrong. So that was freeing in and of itself. But then I said, I'm going to dive deeper into this because I really believe that shame is a manifestation of fear. Okay, so I said, what is the fear associated with this shame that I'm feeling? And so I wrote down what the fear was. Why did I feel this fear? And then I kept asking myself, why did you feel this fear? Why are you fearful? Why I was fearful that I had betrayed this person. Well, why are you fearful of that? Well, because I'm afraid that this person won't confide in me anymore and will think I'm a bad person. Why do you have this fear? Because I want to be a good person, because I want to help people. And if this person talks bad of me, I'm not going to be able to help people. And then it's like, oh, there you go. It's pride. Your pride's at the core of this. All right. So I was like, oh, okay. And so I was pulling the curtain back even more on the wizard. And I was like, oh, it's pride. Pride's at the fault of this. And then I was able to see, okay, the reality of why I had this perceived wrong and what was the underlying cause of this. And in the end, it was pride. And so I was able to kind of poof, just walk free of it. And I didn't have to worry about it anymore. So yeah, that's the process that worked for me. So I'll just recap it for you. If you want to do it, it's very freeing, and I plan to use it throughout the rest of my life, honestly, because I feel it's so powerful. And hopefully it makes sense to you and it will help you too. So if you're feeling shame today, ask yourself, what is the perceived wrong that you're worried that you've done? What is the perceived wrong? Now then ask yourself, is it real? Or is it a perceived wrong? Is this a real wrong or a perceived wrong? If it's real, what can I do to fix it? And then get out there and fix it. And then you're free. If it's a perceived wrong, expose it. What is the real truth of this situation? And then expose it even more. What is the fear associated with this particular perceived wrong? Why do I have this fear? And keep going down those stairs until you get to the root of what is causing you to have that fear. And once you get to the root, poof, it's gone. The wizard is exposed and you walk free of shame. So I hope this helps you out. I hope you get the answers that you need. And I hope you don't have to walk around with shame today. It really, really is. It's like freeing when you can get rid of these negative emotions right away and just walk free. So I wish you freedom. I wish you well, and I wish you a divine message. If you like these, subscribe. Keep in touch, and when the next one comes up, I'll share it with you. Bye.